It's tea time. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kay. Hi, Marie. It's good to see you. I'm I'm so sorry that you had tech gremlins. Oh, poor thing. I know how that is. So I got a tea in the mail for me to try, and it's. Let me see if I can do this without. Yep. There we go. It's Lady Grey by Twilings, of course, not sponsored. This was a gift from a pen pal of mine. So snag your drink of choice. Let us know what you're drinking. Um, and let's chat. So there have been developments um, and cool stuff happening. But mostly I was chatting in a sprint, a live sprint earlier this last week. And I mentioned that I would bring up this topic on Monday. So if you were, I think it was DK, or I think it was. Um, so here it is. So AI and revising and editing. So I use a combination of two things while I'm doing my editing, developmental and more. And I got this prompt. I used ChatGPT. Let me go back. I used ChatGPT and ProWriteAid at the same time. So it seems a little confusing, but what I do is, luckily I have two monitors. Thank goodness. But you could do this in two tabs. It's not that difficult. Is I will put my chapter in ProWriteAid, and because I work in chapters up until the big, okay, we're ready to go. I put my chapter in ProWriteAid, and of course I let it run its simple grammar check. You know, that first real time. Make sure, I realized lately that people haven't been realizing over on the side of ProWriteAid where it has the list of things that you need to do. You know, that little list. There is a drop down bar. Pick your genre. It will make things a lot easier and will specify more towards your genre than just general. So pick creative writing, find your genre, or as close to your genre as you can get. Like when I do my fantasy, urban fantasy, I just pick fantasy. And it will help understand a little bit better. So that's a pro tip on ProWriteAid is pick your genre. So I make sure that the genre is correct. As I write two different genres. You can ask it to check your style against famous authors. I think that's in the settings. Yes, it will check you against other famous authors. And if you pick your genre properly, it will try to do that based off of popular authors in that genre. So that's a pro tip for ProWriteAid. So I'll have that in one tab or on one screen. And then on another tab or on another screen, I will pull up ChatGPT. And I'm going to share this with you guys. So my prompt, I have the free version of ChatGPT. You can have the pro version, or the plus version, but I have the free version, so I can do it by scene, not by chapter. It can hold a lot more material if you are working with the plus version. So my prompt is, you are an experienced developmental editor for romance suspense. So you would put in your genre. You've been hired to provide an editorial assessment of the following materials. Start with an executive summary and list the story beats in the, I should put scene. Then provide an honest, comprehensive, no response, no nonsense, high level evaluation of the material, covering what works well and what doesn't, with examples of each. Next, provide a deeper analysis of the areas for improvement. Areas to cover should include characters, dialogue, conflicts, world building, themes, pacing, clarity, and continuity. Destiny. Sorry. Plus, provide a deep dive into the chapter's grammatical errors, cliches, overused words and phrases, and typos with examples of each. Using the listed story beats, describe graphs mapping the conflict slash tension in the chapter and the pacing of the chapter. I should say scene. Finally, provide specific examples for improvement for the scene. So I haven't updated this completely. And then you would hit Shift Enter and you'd put in your scene. And what comes back is this executive summary. And so I take a look at this and see what I need to fix. And if need be, I like, please clarify why you believe this character is female, because I had a problem where it thought my character was female. So that prompt was given to me by one of my best writing buddies, Dak Forrest, also known as author R.M. Scholl. If you haven't checked her out, check her out. Let me see if I can get you guys the link to her. It's probably my email. And she has a blog. Hi, Brandy. Where she's writing the AI-assisted writer. So she is working exclusively with AI and learning all sorts of things for that. So let me star this. If you haven't checked out RM Scholl, check that out. She is working with AI, and she's the one that gave me this prompt. So kudos to her. She is awesome. So yeah, so that's how I am doing editing. Of course, you can ask the AI to clarify something, to give examples, to all sorts of things, like help me rephrase this chapter for better quality, and or this paragraph for better quality. So I had a paragraph that ProWriteAid had issues with. And I just couldn't, for the life of me, figure out, because I deal with dyslexia, I couldn't figure out why it was giving me so much trouble. So I put this in, and it gave me another way to write that paragraph that was easier to read. So that's how I use AI and ProWriteAid, which is also an AI, really. To do my editing. I think it's a great tool for especially authors that deal with, maybe they're not so strong in editing. They may be dealing with things like dyslexia or other things that can cause issues with editing, the editing phases. So yeah. If you hadn't noticed, so the next thing is, if you haven't noticed, I've recently posted on my community tab on YouTube that I am in the beginning stages of prepping for my planners for next year, for 2024, and I'm asking for feedback. If you have gotten one of my planners before, I would love a review. Please write a review on social media, tag me in some way. I would love to see what you thought of them, what you would like to see from next year's. I really want to make these the best that I can make them. So I've never used AI at all, but does it not take away the voice tone of your novel? Okay, so you can tell it to keep the voice or tone that you have that you are using. And just because it gives you a suggestion doesn't mean you have to use that suggestion only. It means that it gives you an example and then you can play with that so it's in your own voice and tone. So I wouldn't really copy and paste it in unless you are okay with it, because you want it to be your own words for certain. So think about when you had to paraphrase in school and you had to put things in your own words. It's a similar situation. So don't be afraid of AI. Believe me, I can say that. I'm a technophobe. I have issues with technology, and especially with artificial intelligence. So believe me. So yeah, no, you can ask it to take into consideration your voice and tone and to keep any suggestions in that voice and tone. Or you can just alter it to fit your voice and tone. The other nice thing it does is if your character if you've used like Myers-Briggs or astrology charts or something to keep track of your character's personality and things like that, it can use that as well. So she's been using that pretty extensively now for her characters, and apparently it knows. Here's our DAC force. You can also give the AI a sample of your work and ask it to analyze your voice and style and use that going forward. Thank you so much. Yes. She says it so much better. But AJ is wanting attention. We are going to do AJ's video this week for Bark Adventures. If you are not sure what Bark Adventures is, Bark Adventures is Jen and I's journey, and with AJ and Destiny, our puppies, the journey from residential life to van life. And we are recording that journey and after that. So if you are curious about that, you can check out Bark Adventures. The link is down in the description below. Okay, so planners. Let me get to my planners project. So I am planning a writer's reading journal and planner, ultimate writer's planner, which will also include a section on doing alpha, beta, ARC, ER reads, and tracking those. Another new planner this year is the tarot planner. So it will have like tarot spreads for authors. It'll have daily spreads, weekly spreads, monthly spreads, all sorts of fun things. Of course, we'll bring the blogger planner again, which if you aren't blogging as an author, you should be. Blog about your work in progress. Tell people about it. Talk about your characters, things like that, because they're going to want to go back after they read your work. They're going to want to go back and see your blog and see what you've been doing. So the Ultimate Writer Planner sounds interesting. Yeah, I've done, this will be the third one of the Ultimate Writer Planner, and I'm adding more stuff in. So, and of course we're doing the Pagan Author Journal and Planner. So there are different planners that I'm coming up with. I am trying to figure out a way to get spiral bound. It is a bit fun, to say the least. Um, oh boy, is it a bit fun. Also, it is getting that time for my street team, for people to sign up for my street team, and because the book cover is ready. The book cover is ready. So for the next book, for If the Seas Catch Fire. So if you head over to On the Wings for, sorry, not On the Wings, authoressaycrow.com, and you click on Wings, Arc, and Street Team, and just join, then you get information on helping me share my cover reveal, get to sign up for ARC reads, and all sorts of funness. So that's really cool. So head on, the link to my webpage, Author Essay Crow, is down below. So just click there and then click on Wings or ARC Street Team and sign up there. So that's coming up. We've hit the start of the launching. So June was the beginning of launching tasks. So we are working on that. So yay! I'm the problem here. I requested spiral bound. I'm wicked. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's a situation I'm working on. Oh, let's see what else is going on. So I have wonderful news. Hematite Without Faith, my other pen name's Kindle Vella, is coming out on the 23rd on Kindle Vella and Tapas for readers overseas that can't access Kindle Vella. If you are into urban fantasy, you like mystery, suspense, thriller, this is definitely a read for you. I'm so excited to bring Avril to the world at large. Avril has been a part of my coffee read subscriptions. Every month, every week, I put out a coffee read. If you are a cup subscriber to my Buy Me a Coffee, oh, I forgot to fix the brand. Links down below. And so we have explored Hematite Without Faith. We already did that. And now I'm updating it for new people. And then we did Cillian's story. Cillian is a character in the world that Avril interacts with. She's her sparring partner at work. And because of a mishap, well, because she lied on her resume to PIR, she ends up in the middle of an investigation, and romance and chaos ensues, let's just say. So we just finished that story in the coffee read, and now we are starting Talon's story, When I Left, which covers what happened to Talon when he left Fort Worth for Seattle, why he left, and what's happening to him. So if you are interested in our gargoyle, Talon, check out, subscribe to my coffee read, become a cup member. You can become a cup member with as little as $1 a month. And yeah, and so you'll get added to my cup list, and you get emails of the coffee read every week. So it's a little bit for you to read over your cup of coffee or your tea in the morning. And I can't wait to share it with you all. So I can't wait to share Hematite Without Faith with everybody, with the world. It's so exciting. Some of you may know that in my 20s, I wrote a manuscript that would become Obsidian Vendetta. I lost that manuscript, but I never lost that character or story. I'm so glad that I rewrote it. And now that I'm a better writer, because it's an even better story than it was, and it's an even deeper world than it was. The whole series was inspired by an anime named Blood. And so, yeah, it was inspired by that. And I had just seen that anime, and all of a sudden a story came to me of this female vampire that wanted to, was done. She was done, and she wanted to tell her story to someone for the last time, and then she wanted to walk into the sun. And it was a short story. So I needed a government body that she would tell this to, and that's how I came up with PIR. And so she tells this story, and then she walks into the sun. And that started the impetus for Obsidian Vendetta, which I always knew was going to be Obsidian because I fell in love with the title Obsidian Butterfly from Laurel K. Hamilton. And I just thought that was cool, but I wasn't going to do a copy of Obsidian Butterfly. And so it became Obsidian Vendetta because the story is about a vendetta. So I have really enjoyed that, and soon Obsidian Vendetta will be coming to everybody. I'm so excited. I think my link to Ann Crow is down below, with a newsletter and all those things. The Bark Adventures link also takes you to sign up for our newsletter for that. So I'm super excited. Also, I have a newsletter for my writing coaching as the crow flies. If you're interested in that, with writing tips and tricks and all kinds of things like that. So just go to subscribepage.com/asthecrowflies if you're interested in writing tips, tricks. When the planners are coming out, that's definitely the newsletter to sign up for about the planners, because that's where that will be happening. So my big question today is, how are you handling AI as a writer? I will be sharing next week how I'm using it for social media. So yeah. So next Monday I will talk about how I'm using AI for social media, but I would love to talk to you guys about how you're using AI to help with your writing or editing or anything like that. Is it helping you come up with ideas? Is it helping you come up with descriptions? Is it helping you, like I came up with a description one day of a location for a date. I wanted a quirky date place in Seattle, and it gave me the Raccoon Cafe, the Rainbow Raccoon, and I had it come up with interesting dishes. What would their signature dish be? What would their signature dessert be? How would the interior look? Yeah. I'm using it to come up with outlines and even some basic intros and outro conclusions for nonfiction articles for subjects I'm not sure of. Yes, I am using it for blog posts and Medium articles, but I am altering it, altering what they give me to fit my voice and tone. then I take the map and research on my own and complete the articles. Very cool. It cuts down my time spent on it. Oh my gosh, yes. Like I will say, okay, here's the topic for this blog post. Write me a catchy SEO or SEO title. I will also have it give me an SEO meta description and keywords. So yeah, which helps because I prefer my creative fiction writing and don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I agree. I so agree. You can also have it come up with like 10 blog titles for your, you know, your writer profile or something like that, or your project, you know, things like that. So, but I will talk more about how to use it for social media, blogs, and things like that next week. But yeah, I so agree with you, Rach. I've been using it for that kind of thing too. You can also use it to create a project breakdown. So that way, you know, like a timeline for a project, tasks for a project, things like that. So there are lots of ways that you can use it as an author. I admit, I have issues with the idea of AI. I do, but yeah. It's a complicated discussion about my issues with AI. So yeah. So with Copy AI Chat, I will ask it a question and it'll actually then suggest a better way of asking. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah. I'm also, there is if you're looking to write articles or blog posts, there is an AI that I do use called Quillbot, and I have an affiliate link down below. If you're interested in trying Quillbot, click that link and I get a little bit of help. I was not touch AI art, and I will not use AI to actually full write anything, and I will always do my own research. I so agree. The nice thing about AI is it can do research. That is true. But you can source that research as well and make sure that research is properly done. Some AI will plagiarize or will give you incorrect info, so be careful. Yes. Quillbot will do plagiarization for you. They will do a check for you. So it has a nice option. Let me pull up Quillbot. So this is Quillbot, and so you can paraphrase things like that, but it also offers a plagiarism checker. And if you buy the premium version, it will definitely check it for that. And you can use it with Chrome, Word, and Mac. It can also do translation, citation checker, and if you click on the co-writer, you start a project, and it has a research tab, and you can switch this to academic. So it will do academic research, notes on it, citations, and it will do it in MLA, APA, Chicago, lots of different ways for citations. It will also help you summarize, suggest text. You can dictate to it. You can listen to it. So it is a nice little, yeah. Yeah, definitely always check. I hate for anyone to unknowingly do that. Yeah. I use ProWriteAid for that. That is true. But I pay for that, so this is nifty to have. Yeah. This has a free version, just like ProWriteAid has a free version. You can also use a template. So they have blog, essay, research paper, different types of research paper based on APA or MLA. And you can do folders and things like that. So yeah, Quillbot is pretty cool. Let me share this. So this is ProWriteAid. And it does have a plagiarism tab. It says I don't have any plagiarism credits. But this is my own writing. So yes, like I was saying earlier, pick your genre over here on the side. So if you're writing creative, pick your genre. It will help. It will help a lot. So I hope that helped a little bit, helped you feel a little bit more comfortable with AI. So remember, use it as a suggestion. Write things in your own voice, in your own tone. Do your own research. Do a plagiarism check. And yeah, using AIs is not a terrible thing. And there are lots of them out there. So if you don't like ChatGPT, if you don't like Copy AI, try Quillbot. If you don't like Quillbot, try something else. So give them a try. I will be sharing some different AIs this week. So check out my social media on that. But are you guys ready to read the next chapter? Yay! Yay! Jen says, yay, next chapter. For those of you new to the channel, I'm reading from my second book, The Fire Inside. Sorry. However you do too. I don't want to flip anybody off. Here on chapter 14, this is Tony's chapter. If you would like to read the previous or listen to the previous chapters, there is a playlist on my channel. Click Tea Time, The Fire Inside, and you can hear all of those. And if you would like to hear book 1, head on over to the playlist of Into the Fire and listen to those. So, all right, chapter 14, Tony. Go lay down. Tony says go lay down. Sorry, puppy interruption. Go lay down. AJ. Go on.
You really have to.
The early mornings of increased workouts is a shift from my routine lately, but with the way Raven feeds us over at the house, it's necessary. I stand under the spray longer than usual today, the water from the massaging shower head beating down on sore muscles and tempering their discomfort. A great shower head is one thing I'll splurge on every time. Thoughts of Anna fill my mind as I go on getting ready for our day with the models and the 2 garden locations we scoped out. They offered to pick me up on the way over the night before at another of Travis and Raven's dinner parties. I hadn't realized how stressed I'd been back in Texas until we landed in Seattle. With no immediate threats to her, a pinched pain between my shoulder blades has eased. Anna is doing so much better here. I'd expected this trip would be perfect for her, but I never would have expected how quickly her confidence would return. The memory of all of them laughing together in Travis's room reminds me of how I've never stopped thinking about her. I'm blown away by her improvement and her ability to create friendships. It's getting so hard to keep my hands to myself. The security app on my phone gives me a live feed of Anna standing at my door, her hand raised to knock. Today, she's in tight-fitting jeans and a delicate-colored knit sweater, thigh-high boots, and a few inches to her height. Her thick blonde curls are loose and frame her face. I crave to hug her and hold her for a while. Watching her heal is pleasure and torture. Come in. I have to grab a few things. I motion her inside. A curious light fills her eyes as she gazes around, taking in my sparse apartment. It's a deep contrast to Travis's 3-story home. I snag a bag from my bedroom, imagining all the information she's soaking up about me and my life. I head to the door and hold it open for her as I set up the security system. I don't envy Raven and Mallory their work today. It's one of those bitter, sunny days. The women shiver in their lingerie among the leaves. Signs all around inform visitors to avoid the areas because of photo shoots. Birds, insects, and wind rustling the trees are the only sounds as everyone works, like they don't want to disturb the holy silence. The smell of pine and cedar, along with the earthy scent of autumn, fills the air. After Mia and Anna confer on locations mapped out last week, they set up for the shoot. Raven and Mallory take their places among the gem-colored leaves. Mia has a natural knack for making people calm and getting the best out of them. I rotate as the women work, taking in a 360-degree view of the area. A gardener is pruning nearby, but no threat. As the day goes on, it becomes increasingly hard to do my job. Anna is so distracting in those tight jeans. The soft knit of her sweater hugs her chest. She pulls her golden hair up on top of her head and does those complicated twist things women do like magic to keep the wind from blowing it about her face. A lock has escaped and is laying against her cheek. I itch to reach out and push it behind her ear, to feel the silk and weight of it between my fingers. I need to get a grip on my desires, but I'm not sure how. She doesn't need more complications in her life. Let's move to the next spot, Mia directs, giving me my cue to rush at Raven with a blanket. It brings me out of my daydreams, and I immediately head towards Raven, blanket outstretched. She chatters her thanks through her quivering teeth. Rubbing her arms, she wraps herself in the surrounding blanket. Anna's doing the same for Mallory. Mallory's being sassy as she shivers. We continue these steps at several points inside both the main and the Japanese garden of the Washington Gardens. We have lunch at the Kabuto Garden, our second park, which lets everyone warm up. The day becomes a blur of changing outfits, hair, and locations. We reach the last spot, the Bellevue Botanical Gardens, and Raven and Mallory are almost blue from the cold, which gives no sign of relenting. Mia and her assistant are setting up for the shoot, placing lights and reflectors. The stylist is flitting around while they change when the sky opens up with torrential rain. People scatter to vehicles, and Anna and I end up racing to the same SUV together. I think we should call the rest of the day, she texts the team. As I wait in silence, I observe everyone leaving. Anna, I want to ask you a question. I turn in my seat as much as I can to admire her. She drops her phone to her lap, giving me her full attention and mimicking my position. Her smile causes something to happen in my chest. Shoot, she says with a sweet, mischievous smile, and I rub the ache in my chest. The smell of her intoxicating scent and the ozone of rain against skin fills my lungs. Can I touch you? I lean into her space, but not touching her yet. Yes, she whispers. The minty smell of her breath tickles my face as I watch the heat rise in her cheeks. I lift a hand to place it tenderly on one side of her blushing cheek, leaving her time to speak up if she needs to. Can I kiss you? She asks, and places a bit of weight from her face into my palm as I lean closer, inches separating us. And I appreciate the warmth coming off her body. My lips are so close to hers I can sense the slight tickle of her skin against my mouth. We decrease the space, testing both of us. Her breath catches in her throat. I only get positive anticipation from her. I reach up and bury my fingers in the heavy weight of her hair as I close the last bit of distance to meet her. The first taste of our lips sends a tingle through my head that pulses at the base of my skull before spreading to the rest of my body. I lose myself in kisses and touches until I get the warning signs in my brain of how I might get carried away. Reluctantly, I pull apart from her neck and sit back, trying to capture my breath. It doesn't work, so I recline the seat a bit to give myself more room, worried I might have gone too far, but she was with me, giving as much as I gave. I think we should catch our breath. The only other sound in the truck are Anna's heavy breathing, mirroring my own, and the rain pattering on the fogged windows. The rain slides down the windshield in a constant river. Before I ask if I'd gone too far, she pants and says, I wish we'd done this sooner. Can we do some more later? Maybe somewhere a little more comfortable? Her hand on her chest, her lips a darker shade of pink from our kisses, and there's a patch of whisker burn darkening a spot on her neck and under her chin. Yes, I shift around to face front. We should get back and check up on everyone. A noise of discomfort escapes me as I settle in my chair and turn on the blowers to defog the windows. Oh, I was hoping you were going to take me to your apartment. I can't look at her right now. That's the best answer I could hope for. Believe me, I want to do that. I also think we should calm down before we make that choice. I start the car, my blood pounding in time to the thumping of the window wipers. And I appreciate how important your career is to you. That should absolutely come first. That's the bright idea, Anna nods, putting my hand on the console in reach of hers, palm up in a silent invitation. She seizes my hand in hers and brings it to her lips, kissing my knuckles. You're an honorable man, Tony, she says in a soft voice, grinning at her remarks. A sense of desire to be a better man fills my chest with warmth. I'll do my best. Pulling out on the route and beginning our drive to Travis's house. So that was the end of chapter 14. Chapter 15, we will revisit that moment from Anna's point of view. So look forward to that next week, next Monday, same time, same place. So I know. Well, we had a lot to come through. We had a lot to deal with. It's second chance romance. They're a little bit slower burn. We had a lot to deal with. So there's a lot of suspense in that one. So I also had to give her time to heal. I didn't want to make it too fast because that doesn't seem realistic to go so fast after what happened to her. So yeah, finally they've kissed. Yay! Tony and Anna together forever. And the nice thing about my books, because I love reading series where you get to catch up with the other characters or see how their lives are going. So you will, in book 3, see Tony and Anna again. Yeah, all that fun stuff. I know, but that inner demon in me was like, stop being too honorable. Yes, but he's my Captain America character. I based him on Captain America, Steve Rogers. So he's very honorable, takes things very seriously. That's his personality. That's how he works. Just is. Don't worry, I break him. It'll be devastating. But yeah, I love writing Tony. Tony is awesome. And I love that I will continue to write Tony and Anna because Tony owes Bash insecurities. So pretty cool. That makes sense. Yes. Yes. He's my very honorable character. But he has his moments, man. He let her have it in a couple of chapters ago about her behavior. So and her blaming him. So he has his moments. One of my friends, Celeste, that's her favorite character is Tony. So she's like Tony from book one. So every time she does a read for me, I always know it's her because of Tony stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that chapter, and I hope that I will see you next week, same time, same place. Enjoy your week. I hope you're motivated. I hope this gave you a jump start on your week, and I can't wait to see you on Friday. So take care, everybody. Be safe.